making dairy-free one-pot penne vodka. I found some dairy-free cheeses that we haven't used before. My son is anaphylactic to dairy and peanuts, so we completely stay away from peanuts, and we found different recipes, different ingredients that we can add to make some really good dinners, but dairy-free. So we have a vegan section at our supermarket. Yesterday I found Parmesan, vegan Parmesan, and well, yeah, but I'm not using that tonight. Tonight I'm using dairy-free half and half for the heavy whipping cream. I don't know what it's saying to do. I don't even know how to work this, but so instead of the heavy whipping cream, I know there is one that I can order on Amazon, but my store didn't have it, so I'm doing half and half. And oat milk for the milk. I don't know if you can see. Oat milk for the milk. So I have everything out, but I'm gonna make double because I have two teenagers. I have 16, 14, and 10-year-olds, and my 16-year-old is always really hungry, and he loves leftovers for lunch. So we make a lot. Invite another host. I don't even know how to work this. Hello. Thank you guys all for following and watching our crazy neighbor story. I have so many more stories to tell. We lived there for 18 months, and it was 18 months of insanity and torture. So I can't believe how interested everyone was in just the beginning stories. I was just like starting to tell a little bit, and it gets really bad. So stay tuned for that. But so we do a lot of dairy-free, peanut-free cooking at our house, and I'm making one-pot penne vodka. So I have everything out. So it is 1 pound of pasta and a can of tomato sauce. So I'm doing a really big pan, and I'm also doing a pot over here because I have to double it up because we have a big family. I don't know who that is. So when you have a big family, just double it up, or you can triple it up. So I'm gonna just do, hopefully I won't lose track with my adult ADD. Or never made penne vodka at home, my own sauce, so I'm excited to taste it. And I'm excited to taste how this cheese. Yeah, oh, thank you. We have 2 crazy dogs. So they just went to the groomer today, and they're a little out of sorts because they did not enjoy their experience at the doggy spa. They were like, get me out of here, and this one's been barking since we got home. Yeah, we have a Cavalier King Charles, and we have a Lab Golden Retriever mix. This is Lady. Okay, so garlic. That smells good. Get that going in the sauce. I don't know if you could even see what I'm doing here. And so I was telling everybody about how everything started with our neighbors at our first house. Now Kaylee, this is my Kaylee, she was only 10 months old when we moved out. So I was pregnant with her when all this stuff started. So she doesn't remember, but they always love hearing about the stories because who doesn't? They're crazy. Okay, so I got 1 pound pasta, 1 can of tomato sauce, no, 2 cloves of garlic, 2 cups of milk, and now since we're dairy-free, we use oat milk, and I shop at Aldi. We save so much money shopping there. So I get the Aldi oat milk is really good. And I know a lot of people say Aldi. I'm from Long Island. We say Aldi. Well, I say Aldi. We live in Pennsylvania now, though. Oat milk is really creamy, so I think that's going to make up for the difference where I'm using half and half instead of the heavy whipping cream, but the milk is really creamy. My little one, so she wasn't even born yet when all that stuff started happening to us. So, yep, we had the neighbors were nuts. So many things happened. I'm gonna go. So I started a YouTube channel because on TikTok you can only do tiny little videos. So I was giving little clips of my big story. So this is our 4th house. We're not moving anymore, but we have plenty of other stories that are not neighbor related that I'll be sharing. So, all right. So we got the penne alla vodka for everyone who just joins. We have 2 pots going because I'm doubling it up for my big family. We got 2 cups of milk. Okay, now we're doing the 2 cups of whipping cream. Dairy free, so I'm doing the Silk dairy free half and half. It's made with oat milk and coconut milk.
Oat milk is good.
Yeah. So 2 cups each of that. I'm doing 2 separate pots because I didn't think I could fit both in the pan. I wanted to just do this. This is my first time making that, so I wanted to see how it came out, and once the pasta cooked, I figured it would like fluff up. Okay, so we do, whipping cream, a little crushed red pepper. We do a little of that.
Good boy,
You
Shane.
don't like too spicy.
Good boy, lay down.
Told Avery on
Good boy.
And then half a can of tomato paste. I'll put half a can each in there.
Jack.
Hello. Bye. All right, so, okay.
Sit.
We got half.
Sit.
If you had seen our videos, but you might want to head over if you don't know what we're talking about. I've been sharing a lot of story about our first house and the people who were living next door. They had listening devices in our house. They were watching us. They were tormenting us daily.
Wouldn't they bring magazines over?
Okay, so now we're doing 2 shots of vodka, and the vodka cooks off. So I got 2 in there. I need to do 2 in the olive oil, some salt and pepper. This is so easy. I'm almost done already. How easy is that? So do a little olive oil. Oh, and I don't think I wrote down the other cheese. So yesterday, for the first time, we've never used it before, a dairy-free Parmesan.
The tomato.
Do you guys have a favorite dairy-free yummy dinner that's quick? Let me know.
When are we doing the cheese?
Okay, you want to sprinkle just like we don't do a lot, so here, do that, and just sprinkle a little on there. All right, and then it calls for the peas to go in at the end, so I'm just gonna stir. Let's see, you can see it getting stirred up, get it all creamy. They said it'll be really pink at first, and then it's gonna turn orangey. Gotta whisk up the tomato paste. These doggies are crazy tonight. Oh, crazy. Trying to read. Where are you guys watching from? Do you know where that black whisk is from, Jen? Here it is. This one's good. I love this whisk. I love this whisk because it doesn't scratch my coated pans. Hello. Alright, so I'm just going to get the vodka sauce going, and then you put the pasta in and you just simmer it, they said, for about 20 minutes until your pasta's cooked the way you like it. So it's looking good. Look how swirly. So it's really pink.
Matilda's and then I say hi.
They're on here.
Yeah.
Hello, girls. We're cooking. We're making some penne alla vodka. You guys, so these girls, every time they're over here, we have Italian food.
Anytime any of my friends are over, we have Italian food.
We love Italian food. I'm really curious to taste this because it's the first time we've used these dairy-free ingredients. So we usually don't make creamy things. I usually just go for dairy-free food altogether. But using these replacements, then we can open up a whole bunch more things to make. So get it all whipped up in there.
Yeah, there's just a ton of them trying to get.
Is there? Let me see.
I feel. Am I just?
Oh, that's good.
Okay. I thought that was true.
Okay. All right. So that's what it looks like. So I have 2 pans going for a big family. So I'm just going to put a pound of pasta in each of those pans. And then we're going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes. And I'm going to we use take and bake bread from Aldi.
Wait, are we doing the other one in here?
Yeah, that one. This take and bake bread is so good. It tastes like fresh. I was making homemade bread during the when we were all locked down in quarantine, and I was making homemade bread and homemade pizza crust all the time. And then we started buying the Aldi take and bake, and it's just as good, really, without all that work. So when you're not wanting to spend all the time waiting for the yeast to rise and all that, it comes like this, and it's almost like it's really dense, and then you cook it, you just heat it up for 10 minutes and it fluffs, and it's so delicious. It is so delicious. Our favorite. Let's bake while those are simmering, and then dinner will be ready. My husband's watching from the other room. Hello, tell me where you're watching from. We're in Pennsylvania now. Okay, so this timer on for 10 minutes. What?
Rachel joined.
Hello, girls. It got too hot, just a simmer. So I just turned it down a little bit. Hello, hello, hello. Got 2. Double the recipe going. It's just bubbling around in there. I love one-pot dinners. Super easy. Everything all in one pot. Least amount of mess as possible.
Portable thing.
Oh, thank you for all the new follows. I see so many new followers. I appreciate it. And we will be we'll be sharing a lot more. I have like a list of things I'll be sharing with you guys. But if you want to hear more detailed stories, you can hop over, like I said, to my YouTube channel. Oh, and I forgot. I'm just gonna add some peas. Oh,
Don't add peas to this one.
1 pealess?
Yes. I
More?
like peas.
Okay. 1 dish, no peas. If you have any dairy-free recipes that you can share with me, let me know in the comments. And also,
Jack.
whoops, if there's anything that you would like me to try, let me know. Because I just found, I like literally just found this. My son is 16, so we've been dairy-free for all these years. And I'm always trying to find something that's good. They're always coming out with new dairy-free products. So for everybody who's just hopping on, we have the 2 pots going. I doubled it up. Now, if you guys don't follow me yet, just this week my daughter said, well, it was Halloween time. So I kept talking about some things that we had happen to us with my family, my sister, and my nieces and nephews, and I was telling them scary stories about our actual life at our first house. And it was insane. It was an insane 18 months of daily occurrences of horrible things. So just things that the neighbors were doing to
Us.
pretty much torture us. So we ended up moving. But I was telling them, they're all older now, so I was telling them some things, and over the years, and my little one's like, Mommy, you have to tell people this story. She's like, you should start a YouTube channel. So I did that. I started a YouTube channel to share it to my nieces and nephews, and they were the only ones watching, really. And I took a little clip of it, and I had never really done much on TikTok. I think I had, you know, a couple videos up there, 30 followers or something. So I took a little clip and I put it up there, and I could not even get over how many views there were. So I said, well, there's plenty more where that came from. This story is incredible. So it's a movie for sure that I would watch. We've seen so many movies that have like little bits and pieces of what we went through, but nothing that has all of what we went through together. And I mean, it's insane. I would definitely watch the movie or read the book for sure. So follow me if you want to hear more about that. So if you want to know what I've shared so far, I have a few short videos, but if you want to hear the longer versions, and I know it's I'm getting better at talking on there, but I'm new, so you have to just hop over to my YouTube channel, be able to see more in depth in the story and how it all started and what happened. Super crazy stuff. People are nuts.
It's like really bubbly. It's like.
But we have the best neighbors now. We love it here. We are super lucky, and it makes us appreciate them more than they could ever imagine, because you know, when you have something that's not good and then you have something that's really good, you appreciate it so much more. Yeah, it's I should simulcast the same video on YouTube. I can't. I think maybe I can do that. Oh shoot, I don't know how to do that. Can you tell me how to do that? Do I have to have 1,000 followers already on YouTube to be able to do that? Maybe I can upload this video. A lot of people mentioned in the comments when I was telling the story about the voyeurism and the fact that these people where we were living, our next door neighbors, they were listening to us in our house. It got to the point where my husband and I were like writing notes and whispering because they could hear everything we said, because we would go outside and they would yell over the fence what we were just saying in our house. We had stopped using the baby monitor. We had no idea what they were listening through, but this was back in, some people were saying, oh, can they, there's a company that could tap into the internet or something. We didn't even have internet, I don't think. It was 2006 to 2008. And it was
December
like
2000.
Our really old cell phones. We didn't even have anything that would take a good picture on a cell phone, or I didn't use internet. I was still using like the yellow pages to look for things. So we really had no. It was like a different world. We had no idea what it could be. We were asking all different kinds of people. So I'll give you guys a little. Yeah, it's starting to get more orange. It was really pink at first. It was starting to cook down. Hopefully all that vodka cooks out before I feed my family. So they would listen to us, and we would go outside, and they'd be saying things, personal things we said in our house. So we didn't talk about anything private, anything about like bank accounts or anything private was not spoken aloud in my house, which is so bizarre, I know. We didn't know what to do. We just kept trying to keep a low profile and we were thinking that they would stop, but they didn't stop. That didn't stop them. Use smartphones. You can record. I don't know.
Oh, you have to like.
One on. Oh. Do you have to use two phones?
Oh yeah, you record one.
I have to learn.
It's like two different cameras, and you record one on TikTok and then one on YouTube, and then you.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna have to play around with this. Some electronic feedback. I'm close to something electronic. There's some feedback. I wonder if it's from Rich using his phone in here too. So we never found out how they knew what we were talking about, but they called the police on us one night, and this was after my daughter was just born, so she was an infant, and I remember my sister was holding her. Police officer came to the door, and when I opened the door, I was like, is everything okay? I was like, why is there a police officer in my house? I was just worried. I was like, is somebody hurt? What happened? My husband wasn't home, so I got scared, And the cop was like taken back, and he's like, he's looking in my house. We have like Nick Jr. was on. What Nick Jr. used to be called? Noggin. We had Noggin playing. That was the old Nick Jr.
Oh wait, with the
and you know, we're just a regular family. We do not cause trouble. We do not have police called to our house randomly for anything. So this was the cop. You could tell he was looking at me like he didn't expect that when he opened the door. So he said, "I'm so sorry to bother you, but your neighbors called us and said that you're shining lights in their windows." And I was like, "What? We're not shining lights in their windows." So he said, "Can you just come see your, we had like a back spotlight or something?" Hun, did that light just go on when people, was it a motion detector light?
Yeah.
sensor.
It was just a motion detector light, so we didn't even have it on. So I guess they had to have done something to make it go on, or an animal went back there or something. But they said it was shining in their windows. They said we were doing it on purpose. Obviously, we were not, because we did not want to start any trouble with these people. So, oh, it's by the microwave. Oh, but the microwave's not on. Does that matter? They're saying we're getting feed, like, there's not good reception because it's by the microwave, but even if it's not running, it's interesting. So, okay, so the cop was like, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry to bother you, and I'm sorry they're causing trouble." And I told them, you know, there's been some trouble. They've been causing some trouble with us. And the cop was so nice. And my brother-in-law is a police officer, and I know that they get a feeling for people. You know, they're around all different kinds of people all the time. They know who's the troublemaker, who's not. So they knew that I was not doing this on purpose. I had my brand new little baby, my 2-year-old. So he's like, you know what, just when your husband gets home, just have him turn it a little bit so it's not going in their window. Have a good night. I'm sorry to bother you. And he was so nice. We got to know him better because he had to come back a bunch of times. So when I touched the phone, it no, it was the man, it was the little one. When you touched the phone, it grounded and was clear for a second. Shoot. You know what? Hold on. Is that better? I unplugged the microphone. Is that better?
It's also like.
I wonder.
Imagine this melted, like when you do Rice Krispie treats.
So it makes it clear when I ground it. So we stopped using our baby monitor. I had my little baby, who was a newborn at the time, sleeping in my room.
14
And
years.
it was a tiny little house. So my son was right across from our room, so we just kept the door open. We didn't have any dogs at the time. So that happened. Right after that happened, we started seeing. Now, picture this, 2007. There was no regular youth, so I just joined. What happened with this neighbor list? Oh my gosh, the neighbor. So people are asking. So I did other little videos, but if you want to hear the whole story, it's on my YouTube channel, which is linked in my bio. And I have to do way more stories. It's just starting. I just started this week. But so we so we didn't have these awesome iPhones, right? So they were talking about things, yelling at us, things we said in our house. We knew that they were listening to us. My husband's an electrician. He went through the house trying to find where it could be bugged. I mean, bugs could be, they could bug them, little microphone, anything. The guy had said he had done work in our house before we moved in. They were so creepy. Now, a lot of you are new. So you had a crazy neighbor that knew, oh my God, this guy, they took down their fence between our yards because we didn't invite them to our 2-year-old's birthday party. We were not friends with these people. They were weird from day one, and we just were kind of making we're not going to really get friendly with these people statement, and that's how it started. So their kids were way older. I only had a little 2-year-old at the time. My daughter wasn't born yet. And we didn't invite him to the birthday party. So my friends were down visiting from upstate. We had a house full of people. We had a party. The next day, in the pouring rain, the guy goes outside and he's ripping down his chain link fence that kept our backyard fenced in, the fence that we had bought and put in met up to that. He left the metal poles for the chain link and he just ripped down the whole fence. And then so my husband goes outside and he's like, oh, this is how naive. I'm like, oh, are they getting a new fence? I wonder what kind of fence they're getting. No, they're not getting a new fence. My backyard was, that fence, he was facing a busy road. So now my yard was way open, no fence back there, and a busy road and a little 2-year-old. So that was not good. And my husband went out there and he said, oh, you're getting a new fence? And he's like, nope, no fence. So he just left up the posts. So then Rich was like, okay, well, it needs to be fenced in. Now my yard's not fenced in. So he goes to Home Depot with our friend and they get that orange construction fence. And he gets the posts for that, and he puts that in, stakes it up. Orange construction fence, just for temporary, so my 2-year-old doesn't run into the main road. They didn't like that. At one point, the woman came outside and was chopping up the fence with scissors because the plastic was touching her posts that they left in the ground.
Oh, it's that kind of like orange thing that like Aunt Shasha had when she was
insane.
lining out her barn.
Yeah. Oh, it was, let me tell you, insane. So after they were listening to us, and then they called the cops on us because our floodlight we were shining in their windows, which we were not. It started getting to the point where, so if I went outside and it was dark, it got dark at 5:30 today.
6 and it's
so go out, my back of my house, I had a door off my dining room that went into the yard, and I would go out the backyard that way. And I would have like paparazzi flashes, because they had old-fashioned cameras back then. I'm old, so this is like 2007. We didn't have cell phones taking pictures. They had old-fashioned regular cameras with flashes flashing in my face every time I went outside, just taking out the garbage, whatever I was doing, flashing them. They were just standing there watching and waiting. And they had a video camera. Remember, with the old video cameras, when the light in the front was blinking, then you knew it was recording. So that they had propped up in their window facing us all day, all night, every day, like a little makeshift surveillance camera. So, I don't even know what these people would have done with the Ring camera at that time. So I'm getting pictures taken of me every time I go outside, like flash, flash, flash in my eyes, and I'd come back and I'm like, I can't even see. They just took a million pictures of me. They had the camera going. We just felt like we were in a fishbowl every second of every day. It was insane. And then our front window, we had, in our living room, we had a huge window, and I just had blinds that you couldn't see through when you closed them purposely. So when we just kept them open during the day, but it was so embarrassing because we would have our friends over, and these people would walk around our house from their house. They would stand in front of our house and give us the finger and yell bad words the entire time and embarrass us while we had friends over, and just made it completely miserable.
Do the Ross
They would.
finger.
I think we're done cooking now.
Do the
And
Ross
then-
finger.
Did we take this out?
No.
You can take the bread
I
out.
told you to take it out.
Yeah, they did. Friends. So then we.
Bad word.
So I have to take the bread out of the oven. Look at this. It cooked down nice. It looks so good. Other nights that we didn't have people over, every night when we were having dinner, they would walk. We lived in a cul-de-sac with a bunch of neighbors, and then they lived in the house behind us. So they would walk around there from their house into the cul-de-sac, and they would stand in front of where our dining room window was, and they would just watch us eat dinner and just stare, just to make us feel uncomfortable. Just no other reason. Insane. insane. I can't believe it. Look at this bread. It looks like home. This bread is the best bread, Aldi. It's so good. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I have to feed my family. Dinner is ready. You can follow me here. You can follow me over on YouTube. I'm gonna do more videos. I'm getting more comfortable with it. So I'm sorry if the first few are boring. I'd like to be able to just go live over there and maybe save it or something. I don't know how to do that.
Did they notice any other neighbor?
I will look into it.
Did they? No,
People, I know. People are crazy. People are crazy.
lights are. Wait, no. Someone's like lights are where they're supposed to be. Taking me.
Oh my gosh. Whoopsie. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Jackson.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know if this disappears once I head off, so I just wanted to see if anybody has any questions. I'll answer.
Wait, no, there's.
Oh my gosh. No, they didn't come on my property to do that. They would stand in the street. They did not harass.
Wait,
okay.
Behind us, though.
You guys can start eating.
Okay.
So they didn't harass any of my other neighbors that were there at the time. But the first glimpse I met the woman. This is a woman and a husband and 2 older kids. So the woman and the husband, I met her at a brunch that the woman I was buying the house from had a brunch for me to come and meet everybody. And this is our first house, and we were really young. We were just 30. And so we were young. It was our first house. I was excited, and we went and we met all the neighbors in the cul-de-sac, and they invited the people behind them. They invited them. So when we were leaving that day, though, my mom looks at me and she goes, "One of them's going to be a problem, isn't she?" And I was like, "Yeah." Just got such a bad feeling that day. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, we don't have to hang out with her. Her kids are older. It's not like she had little kids. So then when we moved into the house, the one thing I didn't like was in the master bathroom. It was a very small house. We had a tiny master bathroom, and it was so dark. They had a window that was like basement windows, or like those rectangle ones, and it was up really high in the wall. So I couldn't open it easily, and it just was dark because there wasn't a big regular window in there. So we, I said to Rich, I was like, I really would like a regular size window in there. So he got a regular size window, and he went to take out that little one. He opens up the wall he's thinking to frame it out, and he's like, wow, there used to be a regular window in here. Where'd it go? So while he was doing the work, I was outside with my son was 2 at the time, and I was talking to a different neighbor. And she was just outside doing yard work too, and I was talking to her, and I was like, she's like, oh, how are you liking it here? And talking, and I said, good. Rich is putting in a new window in the bathroom. It just had a tiny little basement window in there up high, and I wanted I was like, he said there used to be a regular window in there. Why would they take it out? And she said, she was like, oh yeah, they took that out because she used to say someone was watching her. And I was like, that's weird, because I didn't know at that time. That was like one of the first things we did when we moved in. We didn't have any problems yet. And I was like, who would be watching her? That's so weird. So I told Rich, I'm like, the woman before us, she said someone was watching her. They actually paid somebody to take their window out and put in a up high one. It was that bad. Who could be watching her? It's only those people behind us. And so that was them. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. So we ended up getting a dog, but you'll hear what happened that. I'll tell that in another story. That's another long story, but so that was the beginning of, so we knew that they were doing something to the people that lived there before us, but those people didn't have enough of a problem with them that she didn't invite them to the brunch. She invited them to the brunch. We don't know if they bother the people that we sold the house to, but they never moved out. And we sold the house purposely to people we chose the people that had no kids and no pets. They didn't plan to. So, and I don't think they ever did have kids. So they We drive past the house on occasion because it's very close to my parents' house.
It's also funny because there's like purple chimney or roof.
Somehow, after we moved, my dad calls one day and he's like, "You're not gonna believe this." He's like, "Your old house, the chimney's purple." And I was like, "Purple? He's like, who would paint a chimney purple?" And I was like, I thought my dad was just seeing things. I'm like, there's no way that the chimney's purple. The chimney's purple. It's purple. So I don't know how that happened, but they may have climbed up there and painted it purple. I have no idea. But it wasn't purple when we moved. And I don't know anybody else. I've never seen a house with a purple chimney, ever. I don't think they did it on purpose. Oh, gosh. So, I know. Oh, and you know what? The people we sold the house to, they were like really nature loving, like crunchy. They made a whole compost pile in the backyard outside of the kitchen. Like we had seen it months later, like with a big mound of like garbage and broken eggshells and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, that must be torturing those other people. So I don't know, maybe they were really good at torturing them back and we just weren't. I was scaredy cat. I was so afraid to make them even more angry because I was home with my son all the time, a lot of times alone. My husband was working crazy hours. He was still going to school, like he was still in the apprenticeship and leaving early for work. He was working and doing school. I was home alone. I was like, please, people, just leave us alone. Oh, 200 viewers. Stop. 213. Thanks, guys.
Favorites keeping updated with it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my gosh. Guys, I have stories like you would not believe because after we left this house, more stories happened. Totally different. So you can follow it to hear more for sure. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So, yep. So we're family of 5. Dairy-free, peanut-free. Mostly my girls eat dairy. My son's allergic, so I'm trying, and I like to stay away from it a lot of times. So we're just trying to find some new recipes. So I had been doing some stuff with that, but I'll cook and I'll talk to you guys and I'll tell you some craziness. Crazy. But yes, so all right, so like I had said before, I don't know if you were on here. I have no idea if this just disappears when I turn it off. My phone's going to die soon. But if you want to hear longer stories, really YouTube is probably the better place. But I don't really have much followers over there. I think I have to get to 1,000 to do lives over there. But I'll just do little TikToks on here and give you, little glimpses. So what I've been talking about tonight basically is just things that I have already talked about. I haven't gone into just a little fraction of a fraction of what those people did to us. Yeah. So, oh my gosh. Over the years, we've had so many people say, you should have done this or you should have done that. And I'm like, we should have. Why did we not think of that? But I have to tell you, we would never, this is our 4th house. We're never moving this. Unless, when we retire and our kids move somewhere else, somewhere warm, we might do that. But, so we're in Pennsylvania, Eastern Pennsylvania. We're from Long Island. And we are on, this house actually is our dream house. This is what we always wanted. And we worked our way towards this. But when we were living there, I just dreamed of having this house that I have now and having nice neighbors and friends for my kids to just go out and play. And we finally got that. But we have some craziness that happened in between that I will share with you. Oh my gosh. Hi. Hi. It has the same name on YouTube. Yeah. But it's separate words. Lounging with Lori. And so you can follow over there. And if you can't find it, the link is in my bio on my TikTok. All right. Well, it's been nice talking to you guys. We did not find the recording device in the house. Nope. Oh, one time. Everybody can eat. I'm just answering questions. You guys can eat. I'll cut off the bread. One time, so that guy that was causing trouble. You want to cut this?
Sure.
I'm gonna just. You know what?
It tastes pretty good.
Where is? I need a different cutting board because that one has garlic on it.
I'll have that like straight up on the rocks.
Take out. It's hot.
It's food
Oh, I'm.
So yeah, food's ready.
I have to go with you.
So that guy, those neighbors that were causing all the trouble, right before we moved in, when we met them, and when we moved in, they kept saying how they did a lot of work to the house. A lot of work. He's like, I worked in your house before you moved in. He made a point to say that a bunch of times. So we knew that he had put something in there. Why'd we move to PA? To run away from the crazies, of course. No, we love it here. Long Island is so expensive. We just wanted a little bit more open, laid back. We go back there very, very often, like once a month. Oh, hi, I'm the story lady. I got so many stories for you. So, anyway, he had to have done this. So he said he did a lot of work in the house. You will not believe this one. So one night, I think I was pregnant with Kaylee. And, oh gosh, I was so sick when I was pregnant with her. I couldn't sleep. I had gallbladder attacks, which I didn't know at the time what it was. But
I need both these, right?
so, oh, you live in PA. Awesome.
You need both these?
Yep.
Okay.
One has peas, one doesn't.
I don't want peas.
So,
Which one?
I get up because I hear, you know, the chirping of the smoke detectors. And it's, you know, there's a big span in between it. And you're like,
This doesn't.
where is it? And you hear it, but it sounds like it's over here, but it's over, like, you're like, which one? Even the ones I have up in my ceiling, I'm like, which one is beeping? It's so annoying, especially in the middle of the night. You just want to go to sleep. This thing I could not find anywhere. It was none of the ones that we had in our ceiling that were chirping. I'm looking everywhere and everywhere for nights, for days. I could not find it. Do you know where it was? Underneath my kitchen cabinets. It went back really far. There was a bay window that I guess the people had put in. Underneath the bay window, stuck in the back of the cabinet, was the chirping smoke detector. Tell me somebody didn't stick that there on purpose saying, oh, when the batteries die, this will be funny. That is mean. So I was like, there's no way that this just happened to get stuck here. I want to share, we have pine trees planted in the backyard for privacy. Oh, yeah. Well,
In our last.
we planted a whole bunch of trees to line our backyard. So that reminds me. We planted all these trees and they yelled at us and told us those aren't trees, those are sticks. So, whatever, another thing. They also, when we first moved in, before any of this stuff happened, when we were still like they were, you know, we were talking to each other, but we were trying to like avoid. The woman had spent, I don't even know how long doing this, but she drew out an entire plan she drew to scale our house, our entire yard, every plant and tree and everything and fence and stuff she wanted us to do to our house. Who does that? It was the most bizarre thing. She just comes over with this paper. I have to find it. I think I still have it somewhere. And she hands it to me and she's like, I think this is what you should do to your house.
What if it's cursed?
It might be cursed.
Throw it out!
Oh my God, so crazy. So crazy. We're in Manza Panza, where do you live in PA? Manza Panza, I love it. Is it cooked all the way? That's my favorite line to Uncle D.
It's
like spicy. Fire.
I know. Scorpio goddess, I know. Oh my gosh.
I'm a
it is
Scorpio. Hi.
another Scorpio.
Are you an astrology girl, Kaylee?
No. I have the necklace. though.
Stop it. So do we. We live close to Allentown too.
Wow, cool!
Why would she think she has anything to say about what we should do to our house? Well, that'll give you a little glimpse into the mindset of these people. They were crazy. Okay, so when we sold the house, it was an emergency. We were lucky we got out alive. So we were advised by lawyers and the realtor that we did not have to disclose why we were selling. We did not have to disclose what they did. But it was in our best interest to sell as soon as possible. So when we had offers on the house, we chose somebody who had no children and no animals. We didn't warn them because we would never, if we told them what actually happened, we never, because, I mean,
You would never move.
this is just the beginning, the story I'm telling. I'm going to tell on my YouTube channel, and I'll be doing step by step, but there's just so much I can't even tell it all at once. Happy birthday! My daughter, Scorpio, her birthday is the day before Halloween. I gotcha, Amanda Panda.
What?
She drives the school bus around here, so she doesn't want to say exactly where she lives. I know the area. Yep. It's so nice here. It's so nice here. And when we bought that house, we loved where we were. We were in the town, you know. We loved it. Loved the town, but we could not stay. October 26th. Nice. My sister's the 27th. My daughter is the 30th.
My friend's the
What
24th.
school,
She says happy birthday.
what school does she drive the buses for?
She's not going to say. That's privacy. Like, we don't say exactly
It's
where we
school
live or
privacy.
anything.
It's like they're legally not allowed to say.
Happy birthday. My mom's is the 5th, November 5th. Happy birthday, Tabby. Huh. So, yeah, so when sometimes I'll say, oh, we had crazy neighbors, and somebody will say, I was out with a friend the other day, and she was telling me something that her neighbors did when her kids were little, and she was so upset by it. They don't talk anymore. And she said, can you believe somebody would ever do that? And I looked at her, I was like, that's not even bad. I mean, our standards are like low because we have such bad ones. Wish you were still there and I knew you because the bad neighbors would be gone in a week. Thank you. When we... Oh, it's so peaceful and quiet here. Yes. Yes. I don't tolerate that stuff anymore either. What was the scariest moment? When they were threatening us with guns was probably the scariest. Yeah, and when my dog almost died. So, when we were getting our mortgage for our new house, Scorpio goddess, yep. Actually, I mean, that was really, to me, it was like mind games were super scary, where when we kept trying to figure out how they were hearing us, and they just kept hearing us and were saying things that we were saying, and the fact that we had no privacy, it just like broke us down. It was like living in a Lifetime movie. It was scary. When we went to get our house after that one, we went to get our mortgage, and we were talking to our mortgage broker. He's a good friend of ours. He's gotten all of our mortgages. He's awesome. But he was giving us great ideas of things that we could have done. But when you're in the middle of it and you just want to keep your family safe and keep your mouth shut and not want to rock the boat any further, that's all we were doing. But I would never take any of that now that I'm older, and there's no way that I would have put up with that now. Yeah, my dog. Yep. Yeah. It's crazy for sure. But no, Lacey Ann, we did not ever find out what it was. Why were they threatening us is a good question. So I have videos up on my YouTube channel, and I have them up here on my page if you haven't followed me yet. I have some, ever figure out why they were hearing? Nope. I tell more of the story on my YouTube channel. I know it's a little slow, but I'll get better at making videos. We have so much to tell, so much even at the next houses. So much crazy stuff has happened. We've been married for 20 years, so we have, oh gosh, constantly surprising people. All right, well, I have to go. It was nice meeting y'all. Make sure to follow and head over to my YouTube channel. Follow over there so I can start making some videos and go live over there. Nope. The next house is nothing to do with the neighbors. Nope. We just had other stuff going on. You're welcome. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for the follow, guys. Thank you. They're good kids. Thank you. Nice to meet you. All right. Have a great night, guys. I will hop on again another time. Hey, New Jersey. Awesome. Oh, New Jersey. Oh, I could just keep talking. So we found a beach that we love on the Jersey Shore. Is it called Crystal Lake Beach?
Yeah.
Crystal Lake Beach. Have you ever been there? It is so nice. I'm from Long Island. We love the Hamptons beaches, but on the Jersey Shore, I love that Crystal Lake Beach. So quiet. Hey, California. My YouTube channel is Lounging with Lori, separate words, and the link to it is in my bio on my TikTok. Oh, Ocean County, nice. Oh, Spring Lake? Maybe that's what it is. Spring Lake Beach. I don't know why I was saying Crystal Lake. We did not legally have to disclose to the new owners. So we chose buyers that did not have any children or any pets because of certain things that had that happen. Point Pleasant, Long Beach Island is nice. Yeah. And Long Island beaches are really nice. And the Jersey Shore is really nice. We have to head down to some Florida beaches this year. Thank you. Yeah, it was crazy. But hey, you go through things so that you can appreciate stuff later on, right? We're just lucky everyone got out safe. All right, well, I am going to go. I'm hungry. So nice to meet y'all. I'll see you soon. Have a great night. I don't even know how to shut this off. I don't even know how to shut this off. Do you guys know how to turn it off? It would have been a tough conversation. They probably wouldn't have bought, and we had to get out.
You see the power button?
Oh, there? Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they... and chances are, if they didn't make them angry, then maybe nothing would have happened to them. Hi, Candy Apple. Oh my gosh. Well, I've been on here a while. I went over everything.
Wait, Kathy? Is it Kathy?
Who's no? It's not Kathy. Candy Apple?
That's a dance studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, we have I have videos on here on my page, and you can follow me on YouTube.
Huh?
And I tell the story, but I'm sure I'll tell again on another live. But you say hi to your friend. My daughter's friends are on here.
My mom thinks it was Matilda.
I have Candy Apple. I have videos on my TikTok here on my page that tell a little bit, and I have videos on my YouTube channel that tell more in depth.
It's like when people are on the news.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Hi, Kaylee's friends.